Episode 8, Echoes of the Past. The bell's deafening toll sent a sharp, stabbing pain through their skulls. Alex clenched his jaw, gripping the dagger so tightly his knuckles turned white. The air itself pulsed with an eerie energy as the ghostly figures edged closer. Their hollow eyes glowed faintly in the fog, and their movements were jerky and fragmented as if time itself struggled to hold them in place. "Run!" Alex shouted again, his voice barely piercing through the overwhelming chimes. Their footsteps pounded against the cobbled ground, their breaths coming in short, ragged gasps. The rhythmic chime of the bell grew unbearably loud, rattling their bones. The figures pursued them, flickering like broken images from an old film, shifting positions in unnatural blinks as if they were skipping through time. "I don't like this," Riley gasped. "I really don't like this." "We got that, Riley," Jade snapped, gripping his arm and pulling him forward as they sprinted toward the towering silhouette of the church at the end of the street. Noah reached the massive wooden doors first, throwing his full weight against them. They groaned but didn't budge. "Come on!" Noah yelled, his voice laced with panic. Sam and Jade rushed to help, their combined effort barely shifting the heavy doors. The figures were closing in, whispering in a language that made their skin crawl. Their words slithered through the air like unseen hands reaching for them. "Let me try." Alex shoved them aside, plunging the dagger into the door's keyhole. The metal glowed, and a blinding blue light burst forth. The door creaked open just enough for them to squeeze through. They tumbled inside, slamming the doors shut just as a force struck it from the other side. The impact shook the entire church, dust raining from the rafters. Then, silence. Breathing heavily, they turned to take in their surroundings. The church was unlike any they had ever seen before. Ancient wooden pews stretched into the shadows, covered in thick layers of dust. Massive stained glass windows lined the walls, but the images depicted on them were all wrong. Twisting figures with hollow eyes, a lone figure standing against darkness, a silver dagger raised high. "Is it just me," Sam panted, "or does that dagger look exactly like Alex's?" They all turned to Alex, who was still gripping the blade. Although the glow had faded, the metal felt warm in his grasp. "This place," Noah murmured, "it feels familiar." Riley scoffed. "Oh, sure. Maybe you came here on a field trip when you were 5. Noah ignored him and moved toward the altar. A massive book sat open, its pages yellowed and brittle. The symbols on the parchment twisted and shifted before his eyes, rearranging themselves into something understandable. "The town is cursed. Bound by time. Bound by the tolling bell. The lost souls wait, trapped between past and present." Noah swallowed hard. "This place is in some kind of loop. It repeats over and over. That's why everything looks untouched. The people, they never truly leave." Jade shivered. "Then how do we break it?" Before Noah could answer, the bell rang again, but this time, it came from inside the church. A trapdoor burst open near the altar, a cold gust of wind spiraling upward. The air smelled of damp stone and something metallic, like old blood. From below, a new set of whispers emerged. These voices were different, pleading, desperate. "Please, help us." Sam took a cautious step forward. "They don't sound like the others." Riley threw his hands up. "Oh, fantastic. More ghosts." "Because the last ones were so friendly." Alex exchanged glances with the group, then nodded. "Only one way to find out." With a deep breath, they descended into the darkness below. End of Episode 8. Episode 9, The Forgotten Chamber. The damp ladder leading downward was covered in an unsettling, cold slime. Each step creaked under their weight, and the air was thick with a musty, ancient scent. As Alex reached the bottom, he held up his phone's flashlight, revealing a long stone corridor stretching before them. The walls were lined with old wooden doors, some barely hanging onto their rusted hinges. "Great. A creepy underground tunnel. Because nothing ever goes wrong in these," Riley muttered. Noah shushed him, stepping forward cautiously. "Those voices. They were asking for help. As if on cue, a faint whisper echoed through the corridor. "You must hurry, before it comes back." Jade tensed. Before what comes back? No one had an answer. They pressed on, moving carefully past the decayed doors. Some were slightly ajar, revealing glimpses of old wooden cots and shackles bolted into the walls. It was as if this place had once been a prison. "Who locked people down here?" Sam asked, running his fingers over an iron chain. "Not people," Noah murmured, eyes scanning a set of strange symbols carved into the stone. "Something else." Suddenly, a deafening bang echoed through the corridor. One of the doors at the far end had slammed shut on its own. "Nope. Nope. Nope." Riley immediately turned around, but Alex grabbed his hoodie. "We can't turn back now." The whispering returned, now layered with something else, a low growl, deep and guttural, reverberating through the stone. A new voice joined the whispers, raspier than the others. "You are not supposed to be here." The torches lining the walls burst into flame, illuminating the corridor in an eerie orange glow. A shadow stretched across the walls, massive and shifting. Then, slowly, it stepped forward. A towering figure, draped in tattered robes, with hollow sockets where its eyes should be. Its fingers ended in jagged, bone-like claws, and as it opened its mouth, an unholy screech filled the chamber. "Run!" Alex yelled, pushing Riley forward. They sprinted down the corridor, dodging debris and broken chains. The creature lunged, its clawed hand slamming into the stone inches behind them, sending a shockwave through the tunnel. Noah spotted an archway ahead. "Go left. There's a door." They veered into a smaller chamber, slamming the heavy door shut behind them. Sam and Jade pressed against it, feeling the vibrations as the creature's screeches grew louder. The room was circular, with an ancient well in the center. More symbols lined the floor, glowing faintly. "This must be part of the ritual Noah mentioned," Jade breathed. "Maybe." Before she could finish, the creature slammed into the door, splintering the wood. "We need a way out. Now!" Sam shouted. Alex's dagger suddenly pulsed with light. He held it up, and the symbols on the floor reacted, glowing brighter. Noah's eyes widened. "It's a seal. Stand inside." They huddled within the glowing markings, just as the creature burst through the door. It lunged. And the world went white. End of episode 9.